Have you ever wondered exactly how difficult it can be to truly understand another person? Every day we interact with people who are friendly, smiling, and look certainly flawless. But how real are these masks truly? We know that in a society where external appearances take center stage, a lot of individuals assume different roles to mask their real selves. Fortunately, I have some good news for you. You don't have to be an expert in psychology to figure out who is genuine and who could be putting on an act. This is because there are two simple yet powerful signs that can reveal someone's character in its entirety. I'm not talking about complicated or abstract notions here, but instead about the little daily behaviors that most of us hardly notice. Think about it. Being able to tell the genuine signals behind light-hearted words and fake smiles. Being able to determine the heart of another person just by carefully observing them. Mastering this skill won't only help you understand people around you, it will also assist you in making better decisions about who you choose to keep around in your life. In today's video, we're going to delve into these two crucial signals. Once you understand them, you'll never look at people in the exact same way again. You could even uncover new things about yourself. Get ready, because the information you are about to hear can totally revolutionize the way you engage with the world. Before we begin, please let me know where you're watching from. It will be great to feel closer, regardless of how we're physically apart. Also, don't forget to like and comment on what you feel about this topic. Now let's get started. 1. How a person treats people who cannot return the favor. The first point is that it's highly important to observe how someone treats those who are in no position to return the favor. For instance, the way someone behaves toward a waiter, a vendor, or a passerby in a difficult situation is a clear representation of that person's character. A person who is compassionate and sincere will speak respectfully with everybody, no matter their power or status. On the contrary, people who come off as rude or cold toward others who can't do anything for them usually indicate deep insecurity and the urge to feel powerful. Just a simple thank you or gentle smile is enough to convey your compassion. You do not have to be a hero. You simply need to choose empathy. A person's approach to other people without expecting anything in return shows their real value and decency. According to psychology, how someone behaves towards people who look unimportant or boring is often not influenced by a need to impress, therefore revealing someone's important nature more clearly. To measure this, observe the way they interact with those who are normally overlooked, for example, a receptionist or a driver. Are they friendly, respectful, and kind, or do they act impatient and even ignorant? These little occurrences speak volumes about compassion and humanity. Many experts say that politeness is not just an inborn attribute, but also a behavior we choose to nurture. A genuine person shows appreciation and respect, regardless of the other person's social status. Even a little, gentle smile may be a highly effective way to make somebody feel valued and treated as a fellow human being. On the contrary, being rude or patronizing toward people at a disadvantage usually shows a lack of self-confidence. In social psychology, it's usually highlighted that trying to use power over weak people is a strategy to compensate for feelings of inferiority or low self-worth. Such a mindset can act as a huge red flag in both personal and professional relationships. You can better pick up on these signals by attentively and consciously watching everyday interactions. Instead of settling for superficial conversation, concentrate on how the person behaves when faced with little issues. For instance, if someone shouts at a waitress over a small mistake, they may not be appropriately controlling their emotions. In contrast, a person who deals with the same issue gently and understandingly shows emotional maturity. To enhance your own judgment, ask yourself questions such as, does this individual show respect to the people who serve or help them? Do people express thankfulness even in modest situations? Do they try to make other people comfortable, or do they solely care about whatever they want? The answers might expose profoundly hidden facets of someone's character. While you observe other people, remember to hold a reflection on your own mentality. How do you treat those who can't do anything for you? Do you disregard them or treat them dismissively? Evaluating your actions not only helps you improve as an individual, but also helps you more fully understand the genuine traits of other people. After all, how a person deals with people who cannot reciprocate is one of the strongest and most enduring signs of a true nature. If you really want to get to know someone, then pay close attention to these minor yet important details. On more occasions, they speak louder than any lengthy speech. And remember that compassion and respect are always the most powerful manifestations of who we truly are. 2. The psychological importance of keeping promises. The second important aspect is the psychological importance of following through on the promises you make. Keeping a promise is not only about being polite, it's also a clear reflection of personal respect and honesty for other people. From a psychological viewpoint, breaking a promise destroys trust. When an individual makes a commitment and truly keeps it, they are communicating a clear message: you are important and I respect my word. On the other hand, broken promises can lead to disappointment, destroy relationships, and damage a person's reputation. Evaluating a person's character depends on looking at consistency. Psychologists who are known for social learning theory highlight that our behaviors impact both how other people see us and how we see ourselves. Those who keep their promises, especially when it's challenging, boost their trustworthiness by showing loyalty to other people and to themselves. What counts is not the amount of the promise, but its honesty and fulfillment. Even something as easy as keeping an informal appointment or adhering to a minor commitment can tell a lot about a person's character. As a practical tip, pay close attention to how people behave in their daily lives. Do they show up on schedules for meetings or appointments? Do they follow through wherever the promise they make? These minor details might give an understanding of a person's reliability. The genuine test of honesty comes during times of difficulty. Someone who finds a way to keep a promise regardless of challenges usually has a solid ethical foundation. On the contrary, people who use difficulties as an excuse for breaking promises may lack trustworthiness. Asking yourself, is this person solution-oriented, or do they lose hope at the first sight of difficulties, can help you judge character. Whenever a promise is broken, how someone deals with that situation is just as important as the promise itself. Psychologists say that honestly addressing the mistake while giving a clear explanation is an indication of emotional maturity. If somebody sidesteps accountability or minimizes an unfulfilled promise, they may be disregarding both others and their values. To identify this, watch how much importance somebody places on their commitments and how sensitive they are to details. Additionally, watch out for over-promising. Setting high expectations might suggest that the person doesn't understand their own boundaries or doesn't take promises seriously. A reliable person makes reasonable promises and keeps them. While observing how other people handle commitments, it's just as important to analyze your own actions. Keeping your promises not only builds trust around you, but also enhances your self-worth. Ask yourself, do I keep the promises I make to myself? For instance, how committed are you to adopting a new habit or pursuing a personal objective? Being consistent with your own promises is the first step in creating strong qualities that foster trust in other people. Eventually, keeping promises is about being reliable and trustworthy, not perfect. Observing how someone handles every commitment, from little gestures to massive decisions, can tell many things about their nature. Remember that keeping your promise doesn't just improve your relationships. It also gives a solid platform for your own personal development.